Have you ever been out on a favorite trail and thought, man, I'd love to share this with other people, but you weren't quite sure where to start? Well, you are in exactly the right place. We're going to break down everything you need to know to lead walks safely, confidently, and most importantly, make sure everyone has an awesome time.
Awesome. Becoming a walk leader is so rewarding. And trust me, it's a skill that anyone can learn. It's all about having the right preparation and the right mindset. So let's get into it.
So, here's our game plan. We've broken this down into 4 key parts. First, we'll cover all the crucial planning that happens before the walk. Then, we'll talk about your role on the day itself. After that, we'll look at how to handle things when they don't go to plan. And finally, we'll wrap up with the core principles that really make a great leader.
Okay, section 1, planning. A fantastic walk doesn't just happen by magic. Nope. The real work, the secret to success, happens long before you even think about lacing up your boots.
Really, it all boils down to these 3 things. First, you've got to choose the route. Think about the length, the terrain, what time of year it is, but the most important thing, match it to the ability of your group. Next, and this is a big one, you need to recce the trail. Recce is just short for reconnaissance. It means you walk it beforehand. You're looking for hazards, checking for any blocked paths, or even just finding that perfect spot for lunch. And finally, you assess the risks. Now, this isn't about being gloomy, it's about being smart and prepared for whatever the trail might decide to throw at you.
A risk assessment sounds all official and complicated, doesn't it? But really, it's just playing a simple game of what if. So for example, what if there's a busy road crossing? Well, your plan is to brief the group to walk single file and use a proper crossing. What if you come across some really difficult stiles? You know, those rickety steps over a fence. You demonstrate how to get over safely and offer a helping hand. And what if there's livestock in a field? Simple. Keep everyone together and just walk calmly and quietly around them. See? It's just thinking one step ahead.
And that prep work extends to what you're carrying in your backpack. Think of it as your toolkit. A few things are absolutely non-negotiable. A fully charged phone is a must. And a map and compass, and knowing how to use them, is your lifeline if technology fails. Then you've got the obvious stuff, a first aid kit, plenty of food and water, and the right clothing for the weather. Oh, and a route card. That's a great little safety net. It's just a simple note you leave with someone at home that details your route and when you expect to be back.
All right, so you've done all your homework. The planning is sorted. Let's fast forward to the day of the walk and talk about how to really shine as a leader. First off, for any group of a decent size, you are not a one-person show. You need a back marker. While you're up at the front, setting the pace and navigating, your back marker's job is to stay at the very, very end of the line. They make sure nobody gets left behind, and they're basically your eyes and ears at the back of the group. This teamwork is what makes everything run smoothly. Now, before a single person takes a single step, it's time for the pre-walk briefing. This is your moment to set the tone for the whole day. Start with a really warm welcome, especially for anyone new. Give a quick overview of the route, how far you're going, where you might stop, and remember those hazards from your risk assessment? Point them out. And of course, this is when you officially introduce your back marker and make sure you've swapped phone numbers. A good briefing gets everyone feeling confident and on the same page. Okay, once you're on the move, your job is to manage the flow of the group. And here is the golden rule. You set the pace for the slowest person, not the fastest. Use things like gates or junctions as natural places to let everyone bunch back up. And do little head counts throughout the day. It's just a quick, easy way to keep track. And don't forget to check in. A simple, hey, how's everyone doing back there, goes a really long way. It shows you're not just a map reader, you're the host of this experience. Right. Now, let's be realistic. Even with the best planning in the world, things can sometimes go sideways. The weather turns, someone twists an ankle. Being ready for that stuff is what elevates a good leader to a great one. The very first thing you need to have absolutely burned into your memory is how to call for help. In the UK, that's 999 or 112. Both numbers will connect you to emergency services on any mobile network, even if you don't have a signal with your own provider. But calling for help is only useful if you can tell them where you are. And I mean exactly where you are. Saying, I'm on a hill near a tree, just isn't going to cut it. This is where knowing how to give a grid reference is absolutely vital. It's basically a set of coordinates that pinpoints your exact location on a map. You can find it on your paper map, a GPS device, or an app like OS Locate. Trust me, being able to provide a grid reference can save so much critical time in an emergency.
And in those tough moments, maybe you have to turn back because the weather's getting dangerous or you're managing an incident, your job is to make a clear, confident decision.
It might not always be popular, but as the leader, the safety of the group is your responsibility. In that moment, the buck stops with you and your decision is final. So let's pull all of this together, shall we? We can distill everything we've talked about into a simple but really powerful code that every great walk leader lives by. It's actually super easy to remember. It all comes down to the 3 C's. The first is clarity. Everyone knows the plan because you communicated it clearly from the start. The second is control. You're confidently managing the group's pace, direction, and safety. And the final C, and honestly, this is the secret sauce, is calm. When things get tricky, your ability to stay level-headed keeps everyone else grounded and lets you make smart decisions. And hey, your job isn't quite over when you get back to the car park. A simple thank you to everyone in your group, and especially to your back marker, is a must. If an incident did happen, no matter how small, you need to report it. Why? Because it helps the whole walking community learn and make things safer for everyone. And finally, just log the walk if that's something your club asks you to do.
And at the end of the day, that's what this is all about. Being a walk leader isn't about being the fastest hiker or having the most expensive gear. It's about creating an experience where other people can feel safe and truly enjoy the beauty of the outdoors. You're taking on the responsibility so that they can just relax and walk. So the only question left is, where are you going to lead them first?